Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So in this video, I want to share with you one of the key learnings that I've gotten after scaling businesses from zero to spending up to 50,000 rupees per day on Facebook ads. And this is the learning not on just Facebook ads, but advertising in general. And the topic for today is market selection, because I see that to be one of the most common reasons why people struggle to either break through, and some businesses that are able to break through, then they struggle to grow after they hit a specific success, like they reach a stage and then they get stuck over there. And while there could be many reasons, like multiple reasons why somebody would experience that, but I'm going to talk about today primarily about market selection. So things like niche selection and understanding which market to go to dive into, to go after. So I'm going to share that experience with you today from my hands-on experience of scaling ad accounts and advertising and scaling businesses basically eventually. Okay, so let's talk about it now. The first thing I want you to understand here is that when we select a market to go after, the number one thing that we need to understand about the market is our target potential. Okay, I'm sorry, I mean the target customer. Okay, what I mean here is that one of our clients inside our agency, we started to work together, and for a very long time he had this obsession over serving children. Okay, like helping children become good at science. Okay, basically science as a subject, math and science. And I kept on explaining him that, hey, what you really have to do is not to serve children, but instead you want to, because it's an online business, what you want to do is you want to serve to parents. Okay, so basically that this is a coaching business I'm talking about, coaching and consulting business. So I was telling him that you got to coach parents, you don't want to coach children, because the reason is that your fulfillment of whatever it is you're selling is going to become a bottleneck for you, which means that you will struggle very much. It'll be extremely hard for you to increase the lifetime value per customer, because you would always require another person to make that buying decision, because children are not swiping their cards and buying from you, right? So you have to wait for the parents to come, and then only then you will be able to upsell them your other offerings, and which in itself is extremely challenging, because you are serving to children technically. So the first point for anyone, and if you are that someone who doesn't have the clarity on niche, what niche to go after, what kind of business to establish, then the first thing is market. And under market, the first sub point I want to share with you is be very sure of the target user or potential customer you're going after, and if it's going to be a direct customer that you can like reach out to, not somebody who is indirect. Okay, so that's one. Number two is about market selection, is understanding the scalability of a market. Okay, so here's what I mean. Now you could probably select a market and you can niche down a little bit by calling out a specific avatar. For example, you could be a business consultant, or you could be someone who is offering a Facebook ad service. But if you want to niche down a little bit, let's say you help with your Facebook ad service to fitness coaches or gyms, right? You can do that. But when you are niching down, you have to ensure that even after niching down, you have so many people available online on the internet that they are reachable, approachable through advertising, so that unit economics make sense. Because sometimes I see people get so obsessed with micro niche that they become extremely specific about who they want to work with. And while sometimes it can work, but a lot of times it actually backfires. And the reason is because, say for example, what are the stakes? Like, think about what's the probability that if you are serving to gym owners, right, and you now further down you micro niche yourself so much and you say like, hey, I help gym owners, only those gym owners who then help women above 45. So I'm just making this up, but I'm saying that this becomes very hard for you to make your advertising work. And the reason why it is important is because you have to make the advertising work. You have to build businesses that can be scaled with advertising on the internet. Otherwise, you will struggle. You will not be able to find enough customers to grow, and eventually your cost to advertise is going to rise. So that's one, right? So the first step is, of course, picking the right market. You should pick a market that can allow you to reach to the direct paying customer easily. That's number one. Second is you can niche down, but you don't want to micro niche so much that it ends up becoming a problem for you to get a breakthrough, let alone scaling of the business. Now, about niche itself, another key point that I want to share here is this. Okay, so when you choose a niche or a market, you want to understand what is going to be the scalability, the scope of scalability, okay, of that market, and how much can it grow. So for example, if I'm a Facebook ad service provider and I want to help gym owners, for example, I can start from there, but I am going to still, and in this case, I will niche down and I will go after gym owners, just to give you an example. However, I will still choose to do that because in the future, I will have an opportunity and I will have an option to expand. Okay. So I will build my business around this, that I know that, hey, I am trying to serve Facebook ads as a service, but to begin with, I'm only going to go after gym owners because I see there's scope and opportunity to grow. I'm going to work with a few of them, get them results, build my portfolio up. And then I know that Facebook ads as a service is very high demand. So I know there will be other businesses that I can in the future serve to. So that's why I would choose Facebook ads as a service as a market. And initially I will niche down. Only in this case scenario, in a lot of cases, you may not want to do that because of the reasons that I've shared in this video just now and the reasons I've shared in the previous video. And this is all coming from my experience of scaling funnels in businesses, okay, through advertising. So that's the tip for you. Another challenge area I see people have is not understanding the business model. Okay, they fail to realize that how are they going to scale their business. Like for example, they don't know that when should I go low ticket, when should I go high ticket. Okay, so should I sell something very expensive in India, especially at this point, 2024 September, when we are shooting this video, or should I do low ticket? And the reality here is, if you're that someone, then this is going to make a lot of sense to you. The only time you can scale your high ticket model, in India in September 2024 is when you're actually selling high ticket while doing high ticket. Okay. Why? Because it just makes a lot of sense. Only then people are going to go ahead and give you that much money, because now you can help so many people close high ticket clients. So then it makes sense. However, it may not make sense in other niches. Okay. So what you want to understand here is that whenever your TAM is small, okay, or relatively smaller, then you want to tap into either you can expand your reach, okay, so which means you have to go a little broader and expand your niche. Or if you still want to stick to the same niche or micro niche and your TAM is smaller, then in that case scenario, you want to see if high ticket model is going to be potentially a way out for you. Why? Because your TAM is smaller, right? So you'll have to make every client or customer worth more to you. If your TAM is bigger, which means very big, relatively bigger, then you can go ahead and you can begin with low ticket models, because you will have a very wide net that you will be throwing out there, and then you can grab a good portion of the market because the TAM is bigger. Okay. So I feel that people struggle because they don't have this understanding of which business model to choose for my niche or for my business specifically. And it is coming from because they lack the understanding of market selection. Like they don't understand these concepts like niche and how micro should I go, should I even go micro, not go micro. If I'm going broad, then how do I position myself uniquely while going broad? So these are the some common challenges I see people experience when they are doing any kind of a service-based business, and this is where people get stuck a lot. Last tip I want to share with you, and we will wrap this video up. The last tip is making every client or customer worth more. and I don't know why people refrain from it. Like I'll tell you, for a very long time you may feel like, oh, I can't sell to the same customers again and clients again. Oh, this is so unethical. Oh, this is so, no, this is not so good. I don't want to do it. I don't get the right, like I don't feel good while doing it. You can fight this as much as you want to, but ultimately it will all boil down to how much is one customer client worth to you. And it's irrespective whether you do high ticket, low ticket models, you charge whatever, irrespective, it is going to boil down to this principle. And you look at any brand that you personally use at this point, any brand. You look at Apple, right? They're going to sell you multiple products. They have like relatively cheaper products, and then they have more expensive products than their low line products. So you look at any brand that's like the car you drive, any brand you look at, you will find they have a range of products, and they do have some expensive premium products. And the reason is because they want existing customers to buy again from them, because study shows that an existing customer has 5 times more chance of buying again from you than you converting a new customer. So why would you want to do that? When you have spent money to acquire a customer already, why wouldn't you want to make the most out of it? And this is a very beginner mindset when it comes to, like, this is a very immature mindset, honestly speaking, that I don't know if I can sell again. I don't know, why would people buy? All of that is nonsense, right? Even folks who are doing high ticket models, even they will sell you again. They will make you renew, or they will sell you into their even more premium offerings, because this is how businesses are built. So I think that's it for now. In this video, I have given you something to maybe think about, maybe dive deep into your learning, and so much that whatever you have learned so much so far, and through my videos, through all the other places that you've learned, and maybe see if you are that someone who is getting stuck or who is stuck, then maybe see what are you not able to understand so far, and then if you are able to get some kind of ideas here after listening to me here. Yeah. Also, I also believe that it's never about the idea. It's always about the one executing it. It's about the person behind the idea. I'm going to leave you with that thought. See you in the next video. Bye.